and then really let compounding interest add up, and your account will be just fine. Shoot. All right, here we go. Crap. Actually, am I still recording? All right. Welcome to the vlog. So that was supposed to be a flawless transition, and I totally forgot. Nate, it's vlog time. You can talk. What do you
want to talk?
So now that yeah, we can keep that in. That was good. That was just whatever. I screwed up. That was supposed to be a good transition. It wasn't. But we are now done with ClayTrader.com stuff. Now it's time to go take care of some real estate stuff. But in this situation, it is a good thing because I am going to get a check. And for you longtime followers of the vlog, I don't know, a month and a half ago, did a video where I took you through a real estate eviction video where, you know, we just went through and I offered Nate some Cheetos. And that's the one part my wife remembers. Because I was telling her about this and she's like, oh yeah, is that the video where you guys found Cheetos? And I was like, yeah, that was a video where we found Cheetos. So that's what she remembered from that. So if you watch that video, we're now going to conclude this real estate journey. And you know, today, like I said, I'm going to go to closing, sign the final papers, get the check because I'm selling the house via the owner financing, which I'll talk about a little bit here. But first, I want to kind of do a little rewinding and take you back through the remainder of the journey. Because last you saw was cleaning we were taking back the house, went through it after the foreclosure had officially happened, and then the dumpsters were getting dropped off because there was a lot of stuff that needed to be cleaned. So from that point up until this point, let's fill in those gaps. So filling in the gaps. Last you saw, like I was saying, dumpsters were dropped off, and that actually turned out to be really nice because I've cleaned them out in the past, but got a new network, or I should say got a new contact in the network, and he did a really good job, and it was a matter of, I didn't even need to go back over there. He was on the ball in the sense of he just texted me pictures of everything, and you know, they loaded up the dumpsters and got the whole thing cleaned out. And like I said, sent me the pictures. I approved it all, and then, you know, I just paid him online. He had a little credit card system thing set up where I could just do all that right online, and it turned out to be yeah, it cost me a little bit more, but as far as, you know, where I got to put my time, it was good to still be able to go and work on other things while the house itself got cleaned out. Now, am I always going to do that? Probably not. Nate and I have cleaned out other houses before, but that one just had so much stuff in it that it was just a matter of, all right, let's just get somebody else to do it, and it'll, I think we can spend our time better. So got everything cleaned out, and then we needed to, you know, when we kind of saw what was left over, I made a few calls, you know, talked to some, you know, people that are, you know, in my, what I would call, you know, my network within real estate, got their thoughts on it, because I am not, like I said, I don't trade day in and day, or not trade, I don't trade real estate day in and day out, so I'm not, you know, precisely in tune with the market. Yeah, I'm aware of the market, but, you know, if you have people in your network, take advantage of it. So I called up a few people, and, you know, they're like, yeah, you might want to do that and do this, and, you know, that'll probably be good enough for, you know, the current seller financing market. So first part was, you know, doing some flooring and then painting. So Nate and I went over there, ripped up the carpeting, found a new carpeting guy too, which was really nice. It's just funny the way stuff works out. At my personal residence, we were getting some new carpet, and the guy that was doing it said, hey, you know, you had some leftovers and we had an extra room. He's like, yeah, that'd be enough to do that extra room. So if you want me to do it on the side, let me know. And I thought, okay, I'm all for side labor, you know, save a little bit of cost there. So yeah, found the guy. Nate interrupted me. I don't know how that's going to come across on the edit, but we needed to get some lighting for my face, make sure it sparkles. But so found a contact. Let me know, and I'll come back and do this, you know, this other room at your house. Well, long story short, Harding came along and wanted to do this. So hey, why don't I give that guy a call, because we need new flooring, and he couldn't do it, but he recommended me to the guy that trained him. So he came and did it, did an awesome job, and again, added a new contact to the network as far as flooring is concerned. And yeah, he was a little bit more, but he said, you know, I'll be there on time and I'll do it. You can pay cheaper out there. which is totally true. And you just never know what you're going to get quality-wise, time-wise. I mean, a guy sitting there smoking cigarettes while he puts in your carpet that's supposed to, wipe away smells is going to smell like, smoke. But he did a really good job. So I'm all for paying a little bit more for dependency and just quality. So, as a quick little lesson there, just because something is the cheapest of a bunch of bids doesn't necessarily mean that it is the cheapest in the true sense of the word. So make sure that you're getting a good contractor. So 2, got a clean out guy and a new flooring guy into the Rolodex, if you will. And that always makes life easier for future projects. So we got the flooring in there, got it painted. My contact actually had a guy for painting. Painting, not so good. It was, like I said, a contact gave me this person's number because they do a lot of work. So the pricing was good, but the whole being on time, saying, yeah, it'll be done by X, and then when X comes along, oh, no, it's not done. But really, I guess, bad timing because, the person that gave me their name, they too were also experiencing, all of a sudden things kind of went up. The wheels fell off the bus essentially for both of us at the same time, because this person had a couple of outdoor painting jobs for him, and they were saying, yeah, those jobs are done so we can get to this new project, which was mine, but those ones weren't even done yet. He was just telling them that they were done so that they could also get this work. So it was a mess. So basically that contractor took on way too much than what they bit off more than they could chew. So painting was a headache. Painting was not, I'll put it this way, neither of us are going to be using those painters again. The painters were supposedly able to do drywall, but yeah, okay. Anyways, I'm not going to use those painters, and I'm not going to trust them to do drywall. So that was definitely a headache, but it was a headache for everybody because this person, like I said, they were trying to get their outdoors jobs done at a couple of houses that he had. I wanted to get this one done, and yeah. So anyway, if I actually knew no, I won't do that, but just pick good contractors. And I know but sometimes you just have to learn the hard way, and good contractors can sometimes, I guess, go a little bad. But so got it all painted, and then got it listed on the market. And I'm trying to think. I think I rejected 2 or 3 people first that wanted the house. And what I do is seller financing. I'm not going to go through all of that because one of the first videos on the vlog I did explains all that. So we'll put the link down below if you're curious on what my strategy is. But basically, seller financing, I am the bank. And as the bank, I can determine whether or not I want to work with a person. And when I say work with, I mean sell them the house, and then they start to pay me back like you would pay off a bank. So instead of the buyers having, Bank of America or Chase or Wells Fargo, they have my company as the bank. And being the bank, like I said, I determine whether or not I want to, give that person, go into a partnership with them. That's really the easiest way to explain it. And there's a few people where, yeah, it just wasn't working out, or it wasn't, the pieces weren't coming together right. For example, 2 girls wanted to, move in, and as roommate type situation, and both put their names on the land contract, which is good because then they're both liable. If I have to foreclose, it destroys both their credits. So there's incentive there. There's incentive for both people to want to pay. But one of them had a bankruptcy, and it had been discharged and all that. And then upon further looking, they opened up after the bankruptcy a couple more credit cards, and then all of a sudden there was an outstanding balance on one of these credit cards. So apparently the bankruptcy did not really teach them the lessons that needed to be learned in terms of personal finance. So to me, that was a red flag where I'm not going, if that's already starting with little credit cards, it's only a matter of time before these 2 girls are probably at each other's throats with hatchets, because the one is already having bad spending habits when they've had bankruptcy, now have a credit card, and there's an outspan. Credit card companies, what are you even doing lending to the... I don't know. I guess I just don't understand the credit card business, but that's a whole nother topic there. So I rejected them, and then another person, looking at their income, it was right on the border of them probably being able to afford it. But I don't want right on the border. I want to know that the people are getting a fair shot, both because, well, it's a fair shot for them, And the other part is I don't want to have to go through the hassle and headache right away of trying to track down payments and all that sort of stuff. So that one had to be rejected. And I'm pretty sure there was a third, but I don't remember why that one was rejected too. But finally came across these people that decided to buy it, and they were solid, good incomes. Their credits were actually pretty darn solid. So they got the check mark and approved. They had a couple things that they wanted to make sure that were taken care of, and got those taken care of. But as far as the house, it turned out really well. But I'm sure you've noticed, or maybe you're noticing now, depending on how we edit this. But that just kind of really goes to show the market that we're in right now. I couldn't even get over there and finish cleaning the place up. As far as what you see, the people are like, yeah, we'll take it as is right here. Okay, if you want to take it as is right now, not that it's a total piece of garbage, but yeah, as you're seeing or saw, there was definitely some trash things laying around, which doesn't make it look perfect, but clearly they were able to see past it, and clearly they just wanted the house. We are in definitely a hot market right now in the Grand Rapids area. And then you get down to the seller financing market, and in Grand Rapids area, there is really very, very few seller financing opportunities. Again, seller financing being geared towards those that can't necessarily go to a normal bank and get a loan. So there is a lot of demand for it. And the other thing that not a lesson learned, but it just holds true, is price matters. And I definitely had it overpriced at first, but for me, I was in no rush. I had no need to get rid of it, so it's not like it was putting a financial strain on the business or my personal finances. So I threw a number out there and saw if we would get any nibbles. There were a couple of nibbles, like I said, but those people could not afford it, probably because of the price. It was higher. And then it was kind of just crickets, not much out there. And then I was like, all right, well, let's do this price-wise. We reduced the price, and the offers, the one that I accepted was actually competing against a couple other offers. Some of them wanted to just buy it flat out, not do seller financing, so there was normal loans that were coming in people. But one was an FHA loan, and those ones are just a total pain to work with. But point being, if you price stuff right in real estate, it's going to sell. And that is, you saw that already now in the images. Yeah, new carpet, new paint, had some repairs done, but it's not like we had to go in there and put in marble countertops and travertine floors and stuff like that. I mean, we can even get the place cleaned out, and people are already wanting to start to make offers on it, and we'll take it as is right here. So get things priced right, and even if you're not necessarily in a super hot market, if it's priced right, it's gonna move. So you always got to make sure that you have things priced right, and that you know what the proper price is before you ever enter a deal, because that's going to be the ultimate thing. Houses that sit out there forever and ever, it's because they're priced too high. It's not because they have a cracked foundation. It's not because they have a black mold problem. It's because they're priced too high. I assure you, if something had a cracked, jacked up foundation, had black mold, and had toxic ooze coming out of the pipes, and they're like, yeah, I'll sell it to you for $5,000, I'm still going to buy that house because it's $5,000. It's priced right. Where do I need to turn?
Keep going. You got 2.5 miles.
Okay. So just know that pricing matters, and that is, at the end of the day, the only thing that's going to actually move a property is the price of it. So at this point, I think that's pretty much a recap of what's happened. Trying to think if I missed anything, but yeah. Trash out, ripped out the carpet. Flooring guy was good. Painters were bad. Priced it too high. Had to reject several people because of that. Finally found a good buyer. Make sure that pricing is in line with what it should be, and things will move. And this is the perfect example, because as you saw, it was not totally vacuumed and cleaned out, and people still wanted it. So that is it. I think the gaps have been close to where we are literally now at this point in time, driving to get my check as we've closed. Other people have already signed. We're actually a couple hours behind when the buyers came in and signed their paperwork. So I'll have the check sitting there waiting for me. So I will see you at the title company's office. Okay, I'm here at the office. I have a legal thing that I have to give them that needs to be recorded. I have my breath mint just to try to be polite. I don't want to, you know, if they're going like this, you're probably not doing something right in life. So I just want to make sure. So I'll see you when I get back. You're also on a form of ID, so let me grab my wallet. Got the check. Mission complete. Another one in the books. This is always a good feeling. You know, you go through, and this will be kind of an interesting vlog to watch. You know, you go back through all and just reminisce about the headaches and all that stuff which comes with it. But at the end of the day, it's all worth it. You know, as long as the numbers are making sense, which they do. Headaches are just part of anything, whether you're trading, whether you're doing real estate, whether you're going to a 9 to 5. No matter what occurs, headaches happen. But the numbers just got to make sense. So thank you for coming with me on this real estate vlog. If you like these and enjoy them, click that like button. That's a very easy way to communicate that to me. Also, and I asked that because there is another house that's looking like that I'm going to need to be taking back. And if there is, you know, if people enjoy this whole journey, and again, I'm gauging that via the like button, then we'll do it all over again for that next one, and we'll just do another little journey of that real estate project, which may or may not come to fruition. Right now, the first step in the legal process has been taken, but sometimes that's all kind of the first step just needs to be taken, and it wakes them up, and the payment all, you know, magically appears. But if not, maybe we'll do another one, but I'll keep an eye on the like buttons on this, or the likes on this video. And also, if you're interested in real estate, I am currently working on a real estate course. So if you're curious and just kind of want to know when that is released, down below we have a link where you can go enter your email. I promise it is not an email where anything else is going to show up. It's simply going to be details on the course and when it's going to be released. So if you're interested, again, go down. There's a link to that below, and you can sign up on just a list so you're ready, because when I do release the course, it will be at a very temporary cheaper pricing, and then it'll go up to its normal pricing. And I promise that's not a marketing gimmick. The price will go up, and if you've ever bought or are familiar with my courses, you know that I raise prices. So that I promise it's not going to be some price that never raises. It will raise. So if you're curious and want to get involved at that price, then go down and click that link. And there's a reason why I'm doing this at the very end of the video, because thank you for sticking around to the end. I would love to give you a little bit more of a discounted price rather than those that maybe aren't even aware of it. And then, you know, the week passed and they say, oh, I just missed the week. Can I get the price? No, you can't. You should have watched this video until the end and signed up for, you know, for the newsletter, and then you would have been made well aware of it. So no, you may not have last week's price because you missed out on it by a day or two. That's sorry. Maybe I'm a jerk. I don't know. But anyways, thank you for watching. Again, click that like button if you enjoyed, and maybe I'll see you back for more real estate videos if there's a lot of interest in this one.